What's up, guys? This is 6 days out of the Arnold Classic, and I know that I haven't been doing many YouTube videos lately, but I thought that starting at this point is probably the most interesting time for you guys to watch what we do as elite level competitors to get ready to get on stage, and the subtle differences between our diet and our training to make sure that we peak properly for the show. Just to give you a little overview of my prep, I'm prepping with Johnny Castellana and Johnny D on the Instagram, on the IG. And we started last year. He started doing my diet last year. He got me at a point that my calories were very low already, and I was going into my third show of the year, and my body just could not handle any more dieting. So after the Chicago, we called it quits. We decided to take the rest of the year off, and as soon as they announced that the Arnold would have classic physique for the first time, we thought it was a great opportunity to get in the mix. And we did. We started our diet just kind of slowly getting into it. It was much different for me because we had to diet through the holidays, and coming from a Cuban background, you have Noche Buena, which is the night before Christmas, the 24th, and everything is surrounded. We're like, Cubans are very much like Italians in the sense that everything that has to do with family is food. I had a wedding that I was the best man to, so there was quite a few things that was going on while I was dieting. So I think that the diet really started about 12 weeks out. That's when things started tightening up. You know, the cardio and the meal timing and everything like that. One huge difference this prep for me has been the integration of more low intensity cardio, as opposed to what I used to do a lot of is mostly just HIIT cardio, interval training on the Stairmaster. And Johnny had me do a lot of treadmill work, which I've never done. I've been competing for 10 years and never really done any of my contest preps on a treadmill. But I did notice a huge difference in the sense that my body wasn't so bogged down all the time. After doing a HIIT session when you're depleted, and most of you know how low my carbs are all the time and my fat intake all the time, it really puts a beating on your body in the morning when you got to do, a 30, 45 minute HIIT session on the stairs. You want to go back to sleep. So it was a nice change because I had a lot of energy, and a lot of energy going into training later on in the day, and then into the second form of cardio was then a small HIIT session, 30 minutes. This prep, we never got over, I would say, an hour and 45 minutes of cardio, and that was very brief, maybe for like 3 weeks, and then we started tapering down, and right now, a week out, we're doing just 30 minutes low intensity, and I like to do that on the stairs in the morning, just to get my legs warmed up and blood flowing in my legs. And then post workout right now, we're doing a 20-minute HIIT session, but nothing on my feet. So I've been doing the rowing machine, which you see the CrossFitters do. And I have to say, it's quite fun and interesting to do a form of cardio that way. It's much different, but I think that it's something new, and it definitely gives you an incredible back pump, that's for sure. But other than that, this prep has been one of the easiest preps in the sense of duration. My body is nice and fresh. I'm not exhausted to the point that I'm useless, and yeah, I think things are happening very fast. The show's right around the corner, So I just wanted to share the rest of the journey, which is, again, the most interesting part, I think, as a competitor, as well as seeing other people's final steps of preparation. So, just tune in, and I'll be updating more frequently. All right, so our prejudging for Classic and finals lands on a Friday. Usually, shows are on Saturday, but they're doing it all on Friday. So today is Saturday, so we have about 6 days. Today is going to be my last leg day, so it's going to be a depletion leg workout, just a lot of reps and stuff. Nothing much different from what I'm doing currently, but I'm probably not going to push the weight very high and compensate with more repetitions. And also today is my last high-fat day. I generally do very low carbs regardless. Right now my highest day for the last few weeks has been about 30 grams of carbs daily. So right now, today we get a calorie increase. Johnny has me do 1 time a week where we increase fats. The sources are like whole eggs, bacon, which is delicious, and steak, like a filet mignon. So today is my last day like this, and the next consecutive days are going to be zero, pretty much zero everything, just to really tighten up those last couple days. So again, today is my last high-fat day, and also my leg depletion day. So most of you may or may not know that other than bodybuilding, I also own and operate a store here in Miami called You Break I Fix, where we fix electronics and tablets, computers, things of that nature that everybody breaks every single day. And work does not stop, even if you're prepping for a show. So I always have my meals, packed and prepared. Today is a high-fat day, so even without the access of a kitchen to cook eggs and stuff like that, I do have like a little oven at work, and I had posted it on my Instagram, me making my bacon and eggs at work, and I'm gonna do that today. Again, it's gonna be glorious. But it's not so bad because time goes by very fast, and you don't think so much about the meals and about the food. I know that on my days off, I have a little bit harder time controlling my appetite because I'm just kind of lounging around, or if I have to run errands, it's not so bad. But if I have an off day, it's very difficult. Other than that, I just got a new car too, which I'm really excited about, and the guy's coming to tint the windows. He's actually coming to my work and tinting them. Groupon deal. Hopefully it's worth it. But yeah, life doesn't stop. Even when you're 1 week out of a big show, you gotta just keep on living life a little bit. Extremely busy day at the shop today. It's a Saturday, so what do you expect? But right now I'm getting ready for my second meal of the day. Again, on the high-fat day. My first meal, I didn't even tell you guys, it was 8 ounces of egg whites, and followed with 4 delicious runny yolk eggs. And I usually put like peppers and spinach in that too to make it like an omelet. So meal 2 is going to be 7 ounces of steak. I use top sirloin that I cook in the crock pot. And the people that follow me, they know I'm really big on my cauliflower rice. So I got cauliflower rice and peppers in there. This is what the meal looks like. It smells absolutely incredible. And I'm also big on sodium, so I'm a huge condiment person. So here are the condiments. So this is meal 2 on my high-fat day. All right, so mobile window tinting. They come to your place of work,
home, get your tinting needs done. So me being very busy, I cannot get to a place and wait there for 2-3 hours. So very professional. Prices are very, very competitive and fair. And you know, I definitely recommend these guys. Give them a call. So this is the shopping plaza where my store is, and you can see on the weekend it's super busy as usual. So I just got out of my desk so I could walk around a little bit, get some blood moving. But here's my store. If you're ever in Miami and you need some electronics fixed, just hit your boy up. Meal number 3 about to go down. Boom. This is about 6 to 7 ounces of swai. I'd like to eat swai over like tilapia or any of those other white fish, unless it's like grouper or snapper, but that's more expensive. If you're on a budget, swai is the way to go. I put it up on the baking sheet, and I put it on broil setting in the oven, and it gets nice and crispy. You see that? And a little bit more of my cauliflower rice that I can't live without.
So following up that meal, if you noticed, that meal had no fats in it. Out of my 6 meals of the fat load day, 2 of them do not have fats in it. They're just kind of a protein and veggie meal. One being this one, which was meal 3, and the other one being post-workout that has no fats in it. So it's just protein. Now I wanted to take this opportunity now to talk about what the strategy is leading into this show. Now, some of the stuff is a little bit, I don't know, you would say controversial, of what I do to get ready for this show. Some things are going to be something that maybe you think that you shouldn't be doing. And all these things are tested time and time again to ensure that there's success behind it. And that's why you test out a peak leading up into a show, so you really don't have any guesswork going into the show. It's minor alterations here and there, and that's what me and Johnny accomplished 3 weeks out, which was 2 weeks ago. Can't believe it's already been 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, and we're gonna make slight adjustments from what we saw, and hopefully we nail it. So today's Saturday, we're loading on some fats, and then we're gonna go Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is gonna be zero carbs, pretty much just depletion style workouts, very traditional. 2 gallons is gonna be in play. If I can get more in, great. And the one thing that we noticed throughout the entire prep was when carbs are introduced into my system, it seems like I turn into a water buffalo, and I hold a shit ton of water. I'll give you an example. I may be steady at 180 on very, very little carbs, 180, and I'll eat 200 grams of carbs spread out throughout the day. The next day I'll be probably about 8 pounds heavier. That's a lot of water, and that's a lot to play with going into a show. So we came to the conclusion that when carbs are introduced into my specific, physique for some reason, my aldosterone levels shoot through the roof. And this is something that a good coach and somebody that knows what they're seeing when they're prepping can tell and give feedback on these things to your coach. I've used a product, some of you know it, some of you are familiar with it, negative things behind it. I've always had positive things when I use it, is Aldactone. And Aldactone, most people say that Aldactone's a diuretic. It's actually a hormone blocker that keeps your aldosterone levels in check. So it just makes sense that I would be taking an aldosterone route going into the show when carbs are starting to get introduced to keep my levels in check. Another tricky thing about Aldactone is that typically people that use it for way too long, 7 days, 8 days, 10 days. And that's when you start running into problems, because it makes it so much harder for your body to reabsorb sodium. And when you can't reabsorb sodium, you are never going to fill out. I don't care if you eat 1,000 grams of carbs, you will not fill out if you can't reabsorb sodium. So the duration of time has to be very short that I take this, and a very small amount, probably half the recommended dose. So we are going to start Aldactone the day before I fly out, which is Wednesday, Tuesday being the day that we start. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it'll be in play for 3 solid days at 25 milligrams, 12.5 in the morning, 12 at night. This works for me. I used this during nationals under Stan's supervision. I used this in the past when I came in really peeled to the southern states. And it seems like that's the right formula for me. I've used other water products before, like a Diazide and stuff like that. And yeah, I probably will integrate it into this, but I'm not one of those guys that can take a Diazide the night before the show, very small amounts, and then look ridiculous. The next day I look very swollen. And even when I don't take Aldactone and I start consuming carbs, I immediately, which is very weird, I immediately already feel a swollen sensation, whether it's in my legs, in my calves, immediately. That has to, in my eyes, that's aldosterone just shooting through the roof and wants me to hold water. So if I can eliminate that from the equation, I can, and I do it quick, small duration, I can still reabsorb sodium at an appropriate level and fill out. As far as the carb loading goes, when we practiced our peak week, we only did 1 day. So we did the day, like if it was the day of the show, like let's say the show is going to be on Friday, we loaded 1 day all Thursday. And we realized that we could fill out a lot more. So we're actually going to do a Thursday, a Wednesday and Thursday load, which is still not much. It doesn't take much for me to get filled out. So we're probably talking about a total of about 250 grams of carbs in 2 days, which is like nothing, especially for most. That's nothing, but for me, that's a decent amount. That's the same formula that I did for nationals as well. With understand, we did half of the meals were fat meals and half of the meals were carb meals. So half of my meals, it was protein fat, and the other half of the meals were protein carbs. They never were integrated together, so it was either one or the other, and it seemed to work extremely well with Aldactone in play. So with that being said, I could just imagine all the things that people are going to say about this. Oh, you're going to be flat and you're going to be this and you're going to be that. I'd rather be a little bit flat and dry than be full and fluffy. And I think that, and one of the first things to go on me is going to be my obliques. I have, for some reason, my obliques are the first ones to puff up, and that takes away from my taper, and this division is created on having a great taper. So I hope that this this little strategy works in our favor. It's not risky because we tried it already, and again we made slight adjustments to it. And again, I'm going to take you through the whole entire process of the food and everything going in. So my next meal is going to be the incredible meal that I'm looking forward to. That's going to be, it's like 6 ounces of regular protein. So I have like some shrimp, and then I got my 2 whole eggs with my 4 bacon slices. So I'll show you guys how I make it. You see that right there? That's where I put it. and it becomes, this store is engulfed in, it smells like heaven in here. If heaven smelled like anything, it would smell like bacon. So the countdown begins. So I just received in the mail from one of my sponsors some really cool products. Liquid Sunrays sent me the citrus body butter and also sent me the citrus body scrub. Now, skincare. Skincare is huge when it comes to bodybuilding, because if you have crappy skin on stage, or if your tan isn't sticking to you properly, I don't care if you're inside out peeled, it's gonna look terrible on stage. So the key is to prep your skin effectively before getting the tan on. And this week there's gonna be a lot of skin preparation, shaving, exfoliating, all of that, hydrating the skin again. And these products from Liquid Sunrays are going to help me do that. You got one, the citrus body scrub. That's something that I use to exfoliate my skin, especially after I shave. My body, you want to apply this in the shower so that you can get all the dead skin off of you, so that when it comes to spraying, it's actually spraying on your skin and not on dead skin. Next is the citrus body butter. I use this after I shower I usually have very dry skin, and this helps me keep my skin hydrated and nice and clear. So, and on top of that, these smell awesome. So thank you guys, Liquid Sunrays. I've been getting tanned by Liquid Sunrays, and since I was a teenager. So when I first started bodybuilding, they actually were there. They were actually there backstage, and they had tanned me for the first time, and it was the first time I ever paid for a tan. I would do the Dream Tan and maybe the Pro Tan, and I'm like, wow, they spray you backstage. This is awesome. And ever since then, I've been using their products. So it's been about 10 years since I've been using Liquid Sunrays. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys at the Arnold.
The moment that I have been waiting for. This is decent. This is absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna lay all my bacon and eggs right on this this sheet with aluminum foil, and it's gonna go right into this oven where it's gonna cook. This is gonna be absolutely delicious. So my worst nightmare just happened. I was cracking my eggs, and there's no do-overs. Once the little pre-bird is cracked and runny, there's no turning back. So I'll make the best out of it, but I'm pretty sad right now. So I'm gonna give that egg a moment of silence. It smells absolutely divine in here. Look at this. Oh. Volume up. Sorry, egg. You died. Oh, here it is. All done, finished product. I got my shrimp, my cauliflower rice, and then I got my 2 eggs with 6 slices of bacon. I seasoned all this with a little bit of the Flavor God pink Himalayan salt and peppercorn. Very little, because this is very salty. And I got my condiments that I'm going to use with my shrimp. And I'm also, on my high fat days, I take digestive enzymes and ox bile to help me break down all the fat. Since I don't eat too much of this all the time, I want to make sure that I'm digesting all of this properly. So here you have it. This is my pre-workout meal before I train. So I eat this about an hour before. Can't wait to dig in. After a 9-hour workday, now I'm at the gym in the parking lot, contemplating my life. No, I'm getting ready to step inside the gym and do my final leg depletion. It seems like nobody's here. Well, they're closed. Flex Appeal, the gym that I train at, they close earlier than the week on Saturdays and Sundays, but I'm lucky enough to have a very trusting support team that they were nice enough to give me a key, and so I can do my training still when nobody's around and I don't have to deal with the idiots at LA Fitness. So I'm still kind of digesting the food. Again, my stomach is not super used to digesting large amounts of fat and saturated fat and stuff like that. So that's why I use those digestive enzymes to help, and they do help. They clean me out. So in the morning, my stomach will be nice and tight, and I can hit my vacuum. But right now, I'm a little, I won't call it bloated. I'm more bloated when I eat carbs, but you feel heavy. You feel heavy inside, but I'm very satisfied feeling. Probably going to do either a shake post workout, or I'll think of something. But the last meal is the good one. That's another good one with filet mignon and some nut butter, which is delicious. And so I'm looking forward to that tonight. But other than that, I should probably get inside and stop blabbermouthing and get this shit over with. So that is a wrap for leg day. And as you can see, like, hey Sant, you just did legs. Why the fuck don't you have a shirt on? I was practicing some posing after legs. See if I could hold my legs for more than 2 seconds. Seems like the fats are working. I got a nice pump. I feel good. My legs are tired right now, but I think I accomplished what I was supposed to do here at the gym. I actually went in through my notes on my phone, and I have written down my whole depletion routine leading into, a show, and it was the 2014 Nationals where I got my pro card, and I have that whole depletion routine leading into the show on my phone. So I dusted off the archives a little bit and did the exact leg routine that I did, where they actually have it on YouTube, where I think it was for muscular development. They came in and filmed me my last leg routine, and I looked like I was going to jump off a building at some point. I was so out of it, and yeah, it's a good little pump routine. Nothing too crazy. What it is I set it up in a way where it's two giant sets. So it's 3 exercises in like group 1 and 3 exercises in group 2, and then group 3 is going to be like accessory stuff. So to give you an example, the first group, it was leg extensions, leg curls, and walking lunges, and I would do 20 reps on each of them. For the lunges, I just walk the distance of the gym and back with 20-pound dumbbells holding them. And I'll do that for 3 sets, cycling them. So no rest periods in between. After I'm done with all 3, then I'll take a break. And then I'll go into group 2. So that's how I did my leg routine. This is for depletion though. This is not how I usually do my leg stuff, but the same exercises I choose. I don't choose anything too different, just in case I'm not used to it and I might get injured. And nothing crazy with the weights, just enough to stimulate your muscle and feel it, but I'm not trying to break any records right now, so close to the show. So I'm gonna head home now. I have about a 40-minute hike home from Flex Appeal, and I'm gonna get my shake on and my steak on, so I'm excited for that. Finally home. This is gonna be meal 5 for me. This meal, I like to do a protein shake. I know some people, oh, you're doing protein powder, it's so close to the show. This is what I've done the whole prep, so
I'm not gonna go crazy about it and change it. Plus, you know, it helps me cut my cravings and stuff like that, and it's delicious. So right now I'm gonna be drinking, which I've been drinking my whole prep, all the different flavors from Muscle Tech. This one being the vanilla bean. What's great about this one is that it's the Nitrotech Whey Plus Isolate Gold. So there's no like whey concentrate or anything like that. It's all 100% whey isolate and peptides. So it's really good. I do like the Ninja blender, and I fill the cup all the way with ice, and then water, and then 2 scoops of whey, and I even add a little bit of xanthan gum to thicken up the mixture so it becomes like a malt. And I got that from a trick from my good friend Lana, and yeah, it works. It's great. It makes it like a malt shake, the xanthan gum. And then I add a little bit of Splenda to that, and it's absolutely delicious. So this is going to show you what it looks like. Finished protein. Like, look at that. Like, that is perfect. You could probably eat this with a spoon, almost like ice cream. It's delicious. So this is what I do. I added a little bit of cinnamon in there too, to go with the vanilla. So I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna wash my dishes, take a shower, and then I will be ready for the last meal of the day. Okay, so final meal today is a piece of filet mignon. I'm gonna make some. I'm gonna make a salad with it, and I'm going to saute some peppers with that and put it into the salad. And I also get 32 grams of almond butter, peanut butter, or whatever butter you want, or I want. And I'm gonna use some. I have some almond butter that's pretty delicious. But my steak, it's actually pretty good looking fillets. Salt, pepper, high heat. So you're gonna see how I make it, and then I finish it off in the oven. I like my steak medium rare, the way that a steak is supposed to be. And I am very meticulous about it. Hopefully I get it right on camera with the time. And it's gonna be absolutely delicious. I love steak. I grew up eating a lot of red meat and pork. So that's one of the things too that in this prep was very different, is that I never cut red meat. I always had one red meat meal a day, every single day, which was awesome because I look forward to that meal a lot. So let's see what we can do in the kitchen. Let's see if all the Bobby Flay, all the Food Network shows that Janice makes me, my girlfriend Janice, that she makes me watch while I'm dieting, like Cupcake Wars and fucking bake shit, which is awesome. I actually enjoy those shows. But we watch a lot of like Pioneer Woman and also Bobby Flay, the Bobby Flay shows, like Beat Bobby Flay and stuff like that. So I've learned a couple things watching the show. Oh, and Chopped. So let's see what I can do in the kitchen. All right, so here we go. I salted and peppered each steak. I really put a large amount on it to build a nice crust. I use a little bit of olive oil on the pan to higher fat jag. Usually you can, but this is going to be an exceptional steak. So use a little bit. High heat. We're going to finish this off in the oven once I build a nice crust on the steak. So we're just going to let it do its thing. So it's been sizzling away for about 2 minutes already. Let's check it out. That's perfect. That's the exact type of crust that you want to get on this before you flip. You see that? That's a nice crust. Now we're going to let the other side do its thing. Another 2 or 3 minutes. And what's going to happen is that there's fat still on the side.
So I'll take the tongs and I'll flip the steak on its side so you can render off the fat around the edges. The problem is if you don't do that, you're going to have a very chewy steak. And I've been to steakhouses before, one of them recently, that they did not render their meat. And it was a very good steak, but it was very rubbery, and you can see that I had to cut a bunch of the fat off and leave it off to the side of the plate. It's not pleasant. So this is looking good so far. So we're gonna pop it in the oven once I render the fat. I'm gonna pop it in the oven. It's on broil setting, so it's on broil high. See, broil high, and I'm gonna leave it in there for about 5 minutes, and then I'll pull it out. After rendering the fat, I made the executive decision of not even putting it in the oven and just letting them rest. I pulled them off of the pan. Now I got some veggies going, but I took them off of the pan, and now I'm just gonna let them rest. So by the time I'm done with the veggies and putting the salad together, this will be ready to cut open and see the deliciousness inside. All right, let's see how this came out.
And really helped bring people to the area. And then with Black Brick, I mean, it really took it to a whole other level. The Cuban lamb chops have such a distinct
Exactly how I like it.
earthy spice to them.
Nice and medium rare. It's on the rare side, but this is like perfect for me. I like eating it like this. I know like Jason Ha makes all his meat like this too. I think it's delicious. I rather it be a little bit underdone than being charred to the max. So to me, this is a perfect steak. So I'm gonna dump this in this, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. So after my steak, now I get 2 tablespoons of almond butter. And the key to all the butters is to get butters that don't have any added oils to it. So if you see this one, it says dry roasted unblanched almonds, contains almonds. That's it. If you look at all the other ones, it contains hydrogenated oils. They add oils to make it thicker, and so that it doesn't have like oil on the top. And even the ones that have oil on top, those are the added oil ones. So just be careful with the type of butters that you do buy, that they don't have hydrogenated oils in it. And this one's actually pretty good. I added on this one a little bit of cinnamon, and I put a little bit of Splenda because it is a little bit on, it's not very sweet. So I mix it up. I put it in the fridge, and then it gets to like this consistency, which is perfect. And now it's absolutely delicious. 11:40 at night, finally sitting down. That peanut butter was delicious, but my sweet tooth is still going. So I make my cucumbers with Splenda and cinnamon. I cut up a whole cucumber. Splenda and cinnamon. This is a diet hack. Oh yeah. If you follow me on IG, you're constantly seeing me post up my cucumbers and hashtagging cucumber crew. A lot of people are doing it. Jump on the bandwagon with the cucumbers. But really, if you're dieting and you need something to cut a sweet tooth, this is the way to go. I promise you, it may sound bizarre, but I promise you, this is something that you'll look forward to. Not only are you not cheating on your diet, but you're also getting some hydration too. I mean, cucumbers are filled with water, so you're hydrating yourself, and it actually makes your stomach feel a lot fuller because there's a lot of water. There's, you're putting a whole cucumber in your stomach, so you do feel very satisfied after this. You don't even crave anything else. So that's pretty much the end of my day, of my fat day. tomorrow is Sunday. So tomorrow we are 5 days out. And I have some type of depletion workout. I have to look at my schedule and see what I'm training tomorrow. All I know is that it's 0 carbs tomorrow with cardio in the morning and post-workout. Kind of like the same thing as today, except without all the goodies. And I work too. I work all the way into the day before I fly out. So a lot of errands are going to be done that day. Haircut being a huge priority, obviously. So this is episode 1. And like I said, I'm going to continue to post every single day. So at night, when you wake up in the morning, boom, new episode's going to be up. And I'm going to try to do that all the way into the Arnold, like the Arnold as well. So hope you enjoy. Please subscribe, comment, like. You know, I really appreciate everybody that's been hitting me up with kind words and stuff on social. You know, if you have any questions or anything, or you need contest prep coaching or posing or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. Until then, I will see you early in the AM. Peace.